Check the mic and make sure it sound right.
Hi, I'm DKWILL, and this is DK. We'll talk about it. Yeah, how you doing? I thought I'd do a video on the market right now because if you look at it short term, it looks pretty depressing. Things have pretty been stagnant. They've been on a steady downward trend. We see that the Bitcoin uh, is getting a lot of attention. The U.S. Reserve is getting a lot of attention. ETFs are fading in attention, um, and I think the uncertainty is part of an agenda to get people to lose their faith in the market. And the reason that is because the big boys are coming, and the big boys don't buy high. So they've been accumulating for years. I have videos that I've done in the past about that. And recently I put some clips in other ones that you could look at, but they've been accumulating for years. And something to get in mind is that retail does not impact the market like one would think you do. Retail is almost always the liquidity source for the big boys. And those who actually win in the retail markets are those who are early and those who are steady handed and those who know how to read the market and be patient. Uh, Absolutely be patient because, looking at this 30-day chart, you can see the declining market cap over the last 30 days. But if you back up, say a year, that changes dramatically, doesn't it? When you back up a year and you look at the crypto market cap, you can see that it's pretty bullish, not in a decline, not a bearish market. And even more so if you look at the all time, then you really get to see some improvement from the low numbers that I recall, which were hundreds of billions, and now we're looking at trillions. And so that's the thing to do, is to keep things in perspective and to recognize that we are early adopters. Here come the big boys now, but for those of us who've been invested, we're already there. And so, yes, you can look at like an XRP over here that's sitting at $2.35, but that doesn't, that means a lot to the people who came in when the hype happened at $2 and plus and $3 plus. But for those who were here when it was 17 cents and 22 cents and 33 cents, even 50 and 60 and 70 cents, because that was the last ditch effort to, at least on my part, to try to encourage people to get on board. And one of the things I said is, when it takes off, you're not going to care. You're not going to care if you spent 50 cents or 60 cents. All you're going to care about is that you have it. And that's where we are now for those who listened. Yeah, it looks bad on paper that it's down some, but if you take your 60 cents and look where you're at, you're still, about 4 times your funds, right? So it's all good if you back up and look at the um, long term instead of getting engrossed in things like the fear and greed index, which you can see there's a whole lot of fear. Now, keep in mind too that these data points that they're giving, do you really know the source? Do you really know? It says what it is a powerful tool to analyze market sentiment to help you make informed crypto investment decisions. Okay, well then tell me, why is it so far down when the market cap over here, over here, you see the market at 2.83 trillion, which we were just looking at, um, is only down about 1.83%. That doesn't sound like a lot of fear to me. And that's my point. My point is you're fed information and you're fed narratives, and it's partial, and it doesn't really get the whole scope of the picture. Then there's the Market Cap 100 index, and the Coin Market Cap 100 index, if you look at it at the 30-day, it looks terrible. And what it is it's the top coins basically, and that's also a lesson for those who are new to the scene, because it's described as the most unbiased, transparent, data-driven way to track the performance of the crypto markets. And the 100 index constituents are these ones here. And so, of course, you can show more because it says 100, right? But these are the top 10. And so this is what you might want to know if you're new to the scene, you'll want to know that Hedera is good, and Hedera has good things happening. Chain Link's good, and they have good things happening. I don't know really about Tron. I know Ada was one of the ones mentioned for the U.S. Reserve. Doge, we'll see. It doesn't really do anything. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. Solana mentioned again with the reserve. XRP is going to be the king in my mind. And then the top two that always get pitched and tossed and inflated for everyone. But going back to the chart, you can see that the 30-day, we'll even look at the 24-hour. The 24-hour is red. The 7-day is steady. The 30-day is very red. The 1 year, though, is green. Just 1 year. And if you go all time, it's very green. And so that's the whole point, and the reason for this video is just to hold your ground and have some confidence in what you've done. Nothing has really changed. What has changed is crypto is becoming more and more adopted, and as a consequence, the latecomers who were too afraid to get on board early or just too um, reserved, too cautious, too what's the word I'm looking for? But not risky. The opposite of risky. The ones conservative. That's the word I was looking for. Too conservative to get involved until they saw some more progress and some more indicators from the developments on the financial markets from a national perspective and from a legislative perspective. And with Trump pushing things, now we can see that they're getting more and more comfortable, and they're just. It's not even a whisper anymore. They're screaming, "You better get on board because here we go." And so, because they had bought some already institutions, they're the ones who affect the price. Let that sink. Please let that sink. Retail does not affect the price. If for the retail market to affect the price, everyone would have to communicate and go in unison and come full bore at the market. But coming in parts and pieces as we do, we don't affect it. The institutions are playing with the markets now, and they have been accumulating. Now they want to accumulate more because the baby's getting ready to take off. Another interesting development that I noticed too was the crypto ETF markets. And you can see the crypto ETF markets are down, and they're not getting as much play as they were getting before. And especially when you look at the 1 year on this one, you can see how it was so popular, and now it's on the downtrend. And if you look at the all time, you see pretty much the same thing because it hasn't really been active for much longer than a year. You can see it doesn't change much, but that you can see the hype and the interest here, Bitcoin and ETH primarily, and then here we can see a major decline outflows. So now there's a net outflows happening. So what's the point? Well, the point is, if you look at the spot markets for the all time, you can see. I mean, I can't do charts on this, but you can see a trend right here. There's a trend. There's a trend going up right there, easy to see. And here's a support line going up right here. And what you actually have, if you were able to chart this, is a bit of a ascending a wedge. Let me think, which is it's not descending, so it's ascending. It's ascending, but the it's opening up as it goes. So I have to look into ascending wedge. We're going to do it right now together. And ascending wedge. And we're going to see which one we're looking at. Okay. Thank you for your patience. And here's the one we're looking at, ascending broadening wedge. This is what we're looking at right here. So that seems to indicate that we're getting ready to see a dive, a dump, folks. And in all frankness, I wouldn't be surprised because it doesn't matter if it's opening or if it's closing in. It seems that the outcome is generally a dump. Now, I am not a financial advisor. I am looking at the information because here's another one where we can see it took off to the top on the ascending broadening wedge. So I think the uncertainty of it all is on purpose. So what do I say? Know what you hold. Know what you hold. And if you like the content I'm providing, please make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. And then come back for more DK Will Talk About It. Yeah, because the ascending wedge, you can see it's a technical trading indicator that signals trend reversals or continuations. So yeah, the uncertainty is very much, I think, by design. I don't think there's any coincidences going on here. I don't think that the general public is the cause of any of the market conditions, because if anything, there should be a flood of people coming into the markets when it's mentioned that the United States government and its pocketbook is going to start dabbling into the crypto markets. Now, of course, the executive order did not make any allowances for purchases, but that's not the point. The point is the validation, the basically the knighting and the christening of the crypto assets as viable, accepted investment vehicles. That, along with the ETFs and along with the posture that's being taken by the new leaders in the Securities and Exchange Commission. So things are looking very promising. But just for a quick lesson here, what is a rising wedge pattern signal? It can occur in an uptrend or in a pullback. During a downtrend, it signals a possible reversible to the downside. So it is a bearish chart formation. However, bearish formations always happen before the takeoff. You can see here, if we were to zoom in, well, you can't really see it much, but let's try this one here. And you can see the dive, and here's the top. Here's the maximum top. That's the blow off top. So here you can see the dive, and then it tops up. Here you can see not much of a dive, but it tops up, and that's a common thing. So what am I doing the video for? I'm just saying this is the most critical moment probably in your financial life if you allow the fear index and the market and the Bitcoin dominance and everything else to kick you out of the altcoin market. Bitcoin will settle down and the altcoin market will take off. And I'm just saying, get your gorilla grip on your cryptos. And what cryptos do you want to get a grip on? Well, probably you want to use that index. But I have videos about the ones that I believe in. And I will give you a clue. If it starts with an X, it's probably a bet. Okay. If it starts with an X, it's probably a good bet. There are others, though. Of course, there's Hedera is a good one. But it's also part of that their 100 index. So get your gorilla grip. This market is still going to take off. Don't let them shake you out. I'm DK Will. This is DK Will Talk About It, and I've talked about it. Have a wonderful day.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right.